My name is Jonathan Douglas. I'm Director of the National Literacy Trust. We're here today to look at the issue of boys reading. Over the past few years, it's become apparent that there are two big things we need to address in literacy in this country. The first is putting the pleasure back in reading, and the second is boys reading. Boys are lagging behind girls, and we need to do something about it. And today's about addressing both those issues, how we encourage boys to read for pleasure. Now, we looked at this issue with Random House, and what we decided to do was have a competition. And we brought James Patterson, the UK's most lent author from public libraries, in to support the competition. And the competition was called the James Patterson Extreme Reading Competition. We challenged children, boys and girls across the country, to read in an extreme location, somewhere unusual, somewhere you wouldn't expect to find a mum, a dad reading with their kids. And today we're celebrating what came out of that competition, also talking to James about the issue about getting boys reading. There's a website called Read Kiddo Read, isn't there, which you've helped develop, which is absolutely fantastic. It's for teachers, librarians and parents, and it's simple recommendations of the kind of books that really will hook kids into reading. And I think what's exciting for me about that is it's come from you. So the parents who might be a bit nervous about going to a children's bookstore or a library actually would have read your stuff, will see you as a kind of trusted name, somebody who actually, whose recommendations they know.
It's a very accessible site, readkiddoread.com, and you can, it starts, and it's very simply laid out. There are books for kids from 0 to 6, and then transitional books, and then page turners, and then books that are more difficult but worth the effort. And then there are write-ups on most of the books, and then there's a chat room, and then there are teacher guides for I think we're up to almost 100 in terms of, if the teachers find that useful. So a lot of stimulus to get people. We have a newsletter. The newsletter, we're up to like over 100,000 people that subscribe to the newsletter. And there, once again, it's just reminding them. So, you come up to stuff like summer vacation where you want these people to be thinking, or it becomes time for the school librarian to order books. And obviously they can't, most of them can't have read, so here's a good way to easily check out what's available, or, come the holiday season. And once again, the notion that every parent, or most parents, wouldn't consider at least a book as a holiday present is not right.
Yeah. But I mean, I think what I find particularly encouraging is the fact that we know, as Damien said at the beginning, that James Patterson is getting a generation of adults in this country reading. And by doing this kind of site and by doing the work you're doing now, you're saying, okay, actually, I can get you reading, I can get your kids reading as well. Right. And that's incredibly powerful. It's really, really powerful.
It's important to know too that it's not a precise art, is it? A child can pick up a book and have a full start. But at that stage, you then need the confidence to go back. If you've got a site, you can then find other books that the child likes. I mean, we all know, we're all informed people, but a lot of parents find walking into a bookshop, suddenly you're confronted by shelf after shelf of books, and they don't know what to do at all, where to go. Right. And I think, if you compare it to a cinema experience, where if they go to a cinema, there's a limited choice, and they know more or less where they're going to go.
Very simple, right?
So, and it can be mind-boggling.
Plus, all of those movies have been reviewed in the paper. I don't care how stupid the movie is. Yeah. All 10 in your local, every paper in the country reviews whatever it is, which, and there once again versus the books where you might get the Times, the one children's book of the week or whatever. Yeah, right. And meanwhile, every goofy movie that came out is reviewed. One of the things that's kind of ironic is you'll have, like, parents will come up to me and they go, is this suitable? Meanwhile, they're sending the kids to every movie. It's created a little bit of a problem, I think. I mean, I think there's some logic to it. Parents obviously want to make sure that the book is, but they're not taking the same criteria that they take to them watching television or going to the movies. And so I think somehow common sense has got to get into this.
We've got a very important part of the proceedings to come now, because we've been watching these images that have been scrolling forth on the screen. You can see some great pictures that the kids have been taking when they entered the Extreme Reading Challenge photo competition. And now I'm going to ask Jim if he would like to announce our special winner.
I would, but I'm not sure, but I think he's sitting right there in the front row. And the winner is James Andrews. So Dad's got out of the freezer and he's in America. So here's the silver award. And
thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm James, and I luckily won the James Patterson's reading challenge. My English teacher from Wilmslow High School gave me a little slip which told me how I could enter and send it off. I took everything out of the fridge and sat in the fridge with my dad, but I was reading the book Life in the Freezer, so it was the best we could do. It was very exciting meeting James. I'm glad I got his signature in one of his books that I could enjoy reading.